minutes left. Sorry.
It's 3.5 minutes now.
No, it's 3 minutes. 3 minutes.
Okay, good morning everyone. Thank you for coming in. And my name is Deepak Daniel. I'm here to talk about the great vision for the great people. Like Jim Collins said, great vision without the great people is irrelevant. So, with these great people, I would like to present my company and my product, which could take it to the next level. With that, what is that we are doing? Genesis is a consulting firm which is focused on business coaching, innovation coaching, and design thinking, and also performance management and project excellence. Along with that, working with many clients, we found that there is a problem for some of our clients, and that's more on the area where they are losing money. That put us into sleepless nights, and we spoke to many clients, and we understood what their problem is. Their problem is resource management. We know that resource management is the easiest one, but then at what scale you play is very important. So if you are a company which is between 20 and 1,500, very rarely we have systems. We use Xeros of the world, MYOs of the world to manage the resources. But then there is a challenge of utilization, there is a challenge of visibility, there is a challenge of real-time data, and there is a challenge of who is coming out in next 2 weeks and who is starting 2 weeks. With that as a problem, we started a product platform, which is CXO Insights. Who are my ideal clients, right? The list is big, but then everyone has the same problem. Everyone has a problem which they need to solve. They need to see why CXO Insights is basically, the CXO is basically the guys who are at the decision making, whether they have the visibility what they can make a decision on. So that's why you can see the type of people those are interested in looking at our product. And this product has been tested and proved in some of the consulting firms. I can talk to you one-on-one. Well, I go back to Steve Jobs when he says that taking the smart people and asking them what to do. Here I am pitching for people who are smart, who can come and tell me what we should do to get the product to the market. So that's what I'm looking for, who can take this product to the market and talk to the clients and get them on board. So what are the types of opportunities you have? These are the opportunities you have. Thank you.
Harsh. Little part of me loves clapping. Sorry. Right. You've got 1 minute's worth of questions, if there are any. Are there any questions for Deepak at all?
Yep, get these slides on the data that your CXO platform shows off.
Oh, okay.
Catch you off. Or
Yeah.
just verbally.
Yeah, basically it comes out with the data which we key in. We only use the AD for getting the resource information, and after that it's more of projects and roles which will be managed along with the platform. Yep.
So are you a technology guy yourself, or are you a consulting guy?
I'm a technology guy. I've been in the technology for past 27 years, and then moved on the ladder to become a consulting person.
One more quick question. Anyone?
Thank you. Have a wonderful morning.
I don't think I need this actually. Right. 3 minutes. Morning. Brendan Murphy is my name. As you can see, the only way to leave your worldly possessions to your loved ones in this world is by writing a will. Yet, 50% of adults in Australia and further afield do not have a will. And that leaves a huge legacy of distress, costs, and delay for people left behind when people pass on without making a will. So what we have done is we have built a web app to simplify the making and management of wills for, as you can see, quite an inexpensive rate. Now, enough of that. What am I looking for? Robbie, help. I'm looking for a co-founder. I'm looking for a head of growth. We're up and running for the last 3 months. We've got a couple of hundred customers signed up. And we've 3 routes to market. One is very straightforward, promotion of the online service via the website. The second is a network marketing channel, because it became very obvious very quickly that we needed to marry technology with the human factor to actually gently push people to make and complete their wills. So what are we offering? For co-founder, equity. I need someone like that. As you can see, I'm an extremely shy person. I cannot get this done by myself. I need someone who understands the broad route of channels to market and owning all the revenue. It's the most important position other than me, and I'm not that important. But equally, the network marketing channel, I want to actually build a network of people who promote this service, because 10 to 12 million people in this country do not have wills, and tens of thousands die every year, leaving that legacy behind them that is not good. But will making actually isn't very sexy. But neither is online apps, ride sharing, sorry Warren, or anything else that goes with that. What's sexy is taking a concept from nothing and bringing it to the world and changing the world for the better. And this addresses a problem. And I want people who can help me do that. And to quote Steve Jobs again, if I have 15 seconds left, when Steve Jobs was turfed from his own company in 1983, his replacement was a guy called John Scully. And Jobs asked Scully the question, do you want to sell sugared water all your life or change the world? Scully thought about it, left Pepsi and stayed with Apple for 10 years. And they did change the world ultimately. So my question to everybody here is, do you want to sell sugared water all your life, or will you help me change the world for the better, one will at a time? Now, if I can pass on very quickly, Robbie, help. Keep going. There.
Right, I've got 1 minute's worth of questions. By the way, you're up next.
Okay.
And
Bryce.
with the wills,
Yeah.
do you need to assist the user to accelerate the process or give them any prompts? And is there any opportunity to natural language processing to autofill and interrogate what's going on in the form with a bit of logic?
The huge question, and the answer is yes to both. It's designed to capture 70% of people at the moment to make a simple will where you leave your worldly possessions to your loved ones, maybe a bit to good causes, organ donation, funeral instructions. And the plan, I've got a technical advisor, I've got a business advisor on this. The plan is to go the route of intellectual property, and that's exactly what we're talking about. So yeah, well spotted. Question here.
I'm thinking about to use the blockchain technology.
Okay, asking about blockchain. We looked at this in the first place, and the answer is at this point in time, no. For the simple reason that this is an instruction document. It doesn't hold assets or anything of that nature, and the overhead would be too big. But who knows where we go in 7 years' time?
That's 1 minute. Thank you very much. Okay, 3 minutes on the clock now.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Danilo Ponta, call me Danny. Thank you for your life easy.
You'll need the mic.
Okay. Hi. So, I'm here to show you my project. It's called Rec Pitch. What means Rec Pitch? Register your startup. So, because at the end of the day, it's not about your idea, it's not about about your team, but it's really about.
We'll give you some things. You're moving here, you're not moving there for some bizarre reason.
Okay. No, it's the previous one. Are you counting the call time?
Yeah, I'm moving you.
This time we get sponsored by Microsoft, so we can send it to
Stop moving the mouse. Okay.
That's going to be done also.
Okay. Should be ready.
Yes. It's about your customer. So pretty much what we are doing here today is a challenge, is a pitch competition. Maybe with other kind of posts because people here are looking for talented people to be a co-founder or whatever. So, but around the world every day we have a few pitch competition for people that are going to raise up money and to validate their business. So what we are going to do in Rack Pitch is organize the first platform online to validate any kind of business around the world. So using a system to involve other people like you to vote and judge this kind of project. So many startups have a great project but lack in terms of funding, for instance, and to commercialize. So we want to give the opportunity to everybody to join the platform, vote, and learn about the project. So using this process, we are going to release prize and points to the people that are going to vote, and in returns they have to provide us their data. So we want to make project investable. We want to increase the visibility and engagement for any startup, also in other kind of country, and helps to scale up faster. And what we are going to do is providing a business certification report, and the startup can use this kind of report to assess any kind of feedback for the investor, bank, and stuff like this. So, what about the investor? So, sometimes investors are going to invest money in some pitch or in some idea just because the team or just because maybe the idea is great, but there is no validation on the market. So, the target market sometimes is not identified at all. So, what we are going to do is provide this kind of report to the investor so they can see the validation from the market and how it works. So, how many people are going to maybe I like this product, I like this service. It's not just an idea. Okay, so in returns, as I said, people are learning and using our platform can get huge prizes from Amazon. This is European brand, sorry, Nike, Apple, or not flight gift at this time. Maybe. Okay, so what we are looking for? We are looking for marketing and IT guys. That's it.
Well done. Good job. You have exactly 20 seconds on the clock. Right, 1 minute of questions.
Any questions?
Go next.
Hi.
No questions?
No questions?
Okay.
No, Danny. What sort of network in terms of numbers do you have on your platform at the moment?
So we have 36 ambassadors around the world ready
Okay.
to bring them their community on board. So we are going to achieve a very good partnership with a company like Startup Grind, for instance, in San Francisco. And yeah, pretty much we are quite ready. We in 30 days will be go to the market.
Very good. Thank you. Any other questions?
What's your business model? How do you earn money?
We have money from the registration of the startup inside the business. So if you want to pitch and if you want part of the community, you have to pay to register your startup. And also, we get money from partnership and sponsors that are going to advertise their services inside the platform.
Perfect. So it's 1 minute. Thank you very much. Welcome to Ryan.
Hi, good morning everyone. My name is Sandy Dasuki. I'm the founder of Fletch Technology. So as you can see in this picture here, 1 out of 3 cars in Australia today are being used for daily commuting, and this represents a big problem in summer because all these cars are heading to their destination and they all have to be parked somewhere, sometimes sitting and baking under the sun for between 8 to 10 hours a day. So our product is a combination of robotics and origami, which is a type of Japanese paper folding. So what you see installed on the windscreen there is our product. Myself, I'm a mechatronics engineer with 6 years experience in architects consulting. This is our product. It's a very simple interface, 1 button operations, single latch, LED indicators, and it's got the lithium-ion battery technology, which is used for mainly for durability in high-temperature environments. It is designed to be compact, so it fits inside the cup holders, inside the glove box, or any of the storage compartments. It also allows for single-handed operations. It's basically a quick and hassle-free solution to your summer problems in the car. So who the heck buys this thing? So we've got 112 people signing up for this device, and 50 of them are signed up for dealerships. Just a quick video, please. So that's just a quick demonstration on how you install this device in your car. So how big is the market? It's 1.4 billion passenger cars, 6 million individual car commuters in Australia, and this is our sales funnel. So we've developed a sales funnel talking to dealerships, and this is what we figured out. So in order to help us sell 10,000 pairs next year, we need someone who's good at sales and marketing, and so we're looking for all this. So you need to be resilient because you're going to get a lot of no's. We're a hardware company, so it's hard. Technically, hopefully not. So you must also enjoy solving problems, and that's not a typo. We've got a lot of problems to solve that. So, and I'm looking for someone who does more and talks less as well. Yeah, we build stuff. If you need more information, feel free to contact me on that email address, or we're also on the social media platforms as well. Thank you.
10 seconds to spare. Are there any questions?
Sandy, have you patented this?
Yes, we've got a provisional patent on it, so it's expiring this year.
What's your response like on crowdfunding?
We're actually launching on Kickstarter next month, end of next month, October. So we haven't seen the response yet, but we've sort of built our pre-campaign since 2 months ago, so getting there.
What does a unit cost for here?
To produce? To buy. So it's going to start off as slightly on the more expensive side, $180 per pair. But we're looking, as we scale to produce millions of units, it's going to come to close to about $60 to $70 per pair. Have you seen
Any IP?
any IP? So everything that you see on the screen demonstrated is what we built in-house. We're also talking to research institutions like SARA and the rest as well.
Backwards and forwards. Anyone remote, if you want to break out the song, we won't stop you. Just make sure you speak loud because it's very hard at the back. Washington, you've got a loud voice. Right, 3 minutes and the clock starts now.
Good morning. So it's so good to see so many faces. 3 minutes is a really small amount of time, so this is going to be a bridge version. Please try and find me later for a long conversation. So I'm here presenting my company Augment. We're coming up on our 3-year birthday, which is, as startup founders know, is in the 99th percentile of businesses that last that long. We like to identify as a startup, but we operate a lot as consultants, so the business has been cash flow positive since day one. I think that's really important to emphasize. So we focus on the convergence of a lot of technologies. Our main business is around machine learning algorithms, so we develop a lot of software bespoke for solving problems. And we also overlap that with the Internet of Things, where a lot of problems we find don't have the right amount of data that's needed or a system to store and scale the size of the problem. We bring these solutions to bear to solve complex and high-value problems, which is our mandate as part of our business model. And when the problem we've identified needs additional technology, we can almost always hire new people, bring more bright minds in to add these new technologies into the stack. So a good example of this is blockchain, which is a recent new technology we've added into the list that we actually want to bring to solve the problem. We are a team of about 8 people in total, so I just want to sort of show off the roles that are growing our business at the moment. So Greg Hardwich is my business partner and co-founder, and he has got 30 years experience in the mining industry. and has already built and sold a business in Silicon Valley once. So he brings a great wealth of commercial experience to the team. Tika is our lead developer. She makes sure everything works and gets deployed on time. She actually runs Pi Ladies group as well, so any lady developers, we've got a particularly warm home here with, at Augment. And then our last senior machine learning engineer, couldn't get a high-res photo of him in time, but he might as well be an AI anyway for all we care because he was based in America. So we work completely wirelessly, and that offer goes to all our employees. They can all work completely wirelessly from their home. And we were doing that before it was cool during COVID. So just to be really to the point, what I'm looking for more than anything is developers of any kind, where we actually do have full-time roles. We have a lot more part-time, casual sort of roles. And if your skills even vaguely hit any of these, then I'd love to sort of do what we call hire slow, which is be aware of each other, maybe talk about some problems hypothetically, even give you an example piece of work. Because we're currently going through our Series A funding round. We are getting a large amount of capital in to grow and scale our team, and that is the main purpose for that money. So we want to get a really good feel out in the market for great people who love that startup life, want to commit to the company and make a difference. Our products are currently scaling to the global mining market, so we'll be selling software solutions mainly, but also hardware solutions. And I can really be more specific in a longer presentation timeframe about what they are, but I'm just trying to give you all a high-level overview. So more than anything, I just wanted to network and connect, meet everyone, and it was pretty bang on 3 minutes, right?
Yeah, that was a lot. Any questions?
So is your focus particularly in mining industry, or you're looking at other industries as well?
It's so tempting to try and play in all the industries, and we really want to, but we are explicitly focusing on the mining sector right now, just because it stacks your reputation, the repeat business to same clients, and it helps you get that context expertise that's required.
Are you guys doing more consulting services, or you're building the tech space so you'll have your own products? That's the long term.
Yeah, so it's two parallel arms, right? So one is consulting that brings in the money and puts bread on the table so that we don't have to all be working for sweat equity. But then in the background, we're working on big R&D projects that are tightly validated with those clients. So we have really good product market fit because clients are paying for us to solve these problems. But if any lawyers are in the room, the word is solution sellers. Consultant is a dirty word because it implies they own your IP. So there's a pro tip for anyone out there that gets caught on that.
Cool, that's 1 minute. We're tracking good. We've got 1, 2, 3 more to go, and we want to finish on a high.
Alright, good morning everyone. My name is Warren, and I'm the founder of GetAride, a new rideshare mobile app. GetAride will be introducing 2 world-first concepts, and in doing so, aim to carve out a new rideshare marketplace, and we intend to cause a major disruption to what Uber has established to date. At first glance, our new concepts might come across as pretty subtle, but as they sink in, we believe they'll create the first true disruption to the Uber taxi industry. So, exactly what are these new concepts? First, our drivers will pay 0 commissions. They will get to keep 100% of all fares. And second, every GetAride fare will be either accepted or renegotiated between the rider and driver themselves. We call this the GetAride fairness option. Right, let me show you the actual app. The first thing to notice is just how similar we look to Uber, making it easy for users to switch to GetAride. Just enter your pickup and drop off addresses and you're off and running. GetAride then suggests a fare which the rider can either accept or they can change. Simply click the Suggest My Own Price button and you're off and running. You have the power to renegotiate the price that suits your circumstances. Now let's see what it looks like to our drivers. In this example, the rider is asking for a discount. Drivers see this clearly as a red dot request. The premium shows up in green. And just like riders, the driver can either accept the request or he can renegotiate it. Just click the counter button. Right now, we're looking to add 3 new people to our development team: an Android developer, iOS, and a full stack developer. These will be part-time initially and come with the potential to earn up to a 1% equity stake in the company. once we reach our profitability milestones, all of our team members will begin paid employment. Get a Ride launches before the end of this year, kicking off a journey that began 3 years ago. Thanks to our technology partners here in Perth, the Apps people, they took my idea and turned it into a beautiful world-class app that we believe has the potential to sprout wings and turn into a unicorn. I wish I had more time to actually show you a live demo. It's really that exciting. Thanks for your time.
20 seconds to spare again. Coming out of here.
How do you make money? Where's your
Okay, we will charge a $2 connection fee to the rider. And that gives us a beautiful little win-win scenario where our revenue model is based on $2 a ride, and we can achieve a scenario where, comparing to the same Uber equivalent ride, we can charge less, even including the $2, and our drivers will actually earn more money than what they would with the Uber ride. So we have this win-win scenario as well.
$2 comes off the drivers?
So if the fare's $17 for the equivalent $20 Uber fare, we add $2 as our income, becomes $19 to you as the rider. The driver gets the full fare of $17. At the moment, he'd only get $15 from Uber.
Any more questions?
Have you looked at putting a carbon footprint in the fare?
Into the fare itself? No, we haven't, but we will be adding whatever else comes in the market. The most recent was this 10% surcharge that the government included. So at the moment, our focus is bringing this totally new approach to ride sharing to the market. We will follow however the market goes, but ultimately we're also trying to drag it in a different direction. We have a lot of other planned feature upgrades which will take ride sharing the way we think it should be.
Might talk to Metro and add another collaborative transport.
Okay, it's 1 minute. Well done. Right, next. It's actually over a minute. Forgot. Swamped into the conversation. So, over to you. Your 3 minutes starts now.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Wafa Rama and I'm from the Sustainable Community Club. It's a startup in Fremantle. I just want to ask the first question. Do you think that we generate lots of waste in WA and that we don't recycle right? If the answer is yes, that's spot on. Actually, we are the worst territory amongst the 9 territories in Australia, and we are higher generator of waste. And that leads actually to hundreds of millions of dollars lost in the landfill because we don't recycle right. And the more we have in the landfill, the more impact to our health and our environment. The next question, do you think we can do something about it? Of course, we can do something about everything in this life if we're willing to. And that's the question, are you willing to do something about it? Most of people, when they hear this question, they're like, oh, now I have to think about it. The Sustainable Community Club offers 12-month subscription with 8 weeks targeted campaign. And we understand that handling waste is very challenging, but it is doable. So the first thing we do, we get you to monitor your waste for 2 weeks. And I've got one of the club members saying it is embarrassing, it is shocking. Because when it ends up in the bin, you don't see it, you don't have to deal with it. The other thing we do is we give you 8 weeks campaign, you change one habit at a time. So the change is not really hard, it is doable, but you need to think about it. And again, to keep these habits implemented, we make sure for 1 year, we actually monitor you, we make sure you're doing the right thing, and we provide incentives as well. One change at a time is our campaign name, and we believe the more people doing these things, the more impact we have. Why I'm here today, I believe a public relations person can make all the difference to our club, because most of people don't want to deal with waste. It's the consequences of waste is in the long run, and most of people don't care about consequences in the long run. I need someone who's really, really creative, who believes that we can leave this planet greener than we have it for the next generations to come, for our kids. I want to build connections with the community members. I want to tell people that this is doable. It could be challenging, but we can all make a difference with small steps. Thank you.
7 seconds to spare. Any questions? You're a minute on the clock.
It's actually more of a statement. I know it's perfect PR person for you. I'd like to introduce you.
Perfect, thank you.
Wafa?
Yeah.
What's one habit that you're trying to change?
So every week, instead of making you change everything at once, saying you need to stop buying a lot of things packaged in plastic or a lot of layers of packaging. The first week we focus in vegetables and fruits, for instance, taking your reusable bags, don't put in these plastic bags. The second week we focus on like legumes, pulses. So each week we change one habit instead of, all right, change everything which is not doable.
How much is your subscription?
It's like $60 a year.
That's brilliant.
Any more questions? All right, thank
No
you.
more, thank you very much. Jonathan, the floor is yours, mate.
Hey guys, so I'm Jonathan and I'm a co-founder at Provider Choice. I'm excited to talk to you more about what we're doing here. So our mission is to make sure that people with disability can live their best life and help them reach their potential. They're probably one of the most vulnerable people who really are completely unserviced out there. So just about me, very quickly. So where do I come and why do I care? I've got a family member in the new disability scheme here, the NDIS. And I was also a consultant to the NDIS for 2.5 years. So I've got quite a lot of expertise, and that's a really important thing within this NDIS space. So our starting point with the mission is the NDIS. Just as a quick overview, basically the NDIS is a new consumer market. It's a $22 billion consumer market, and there's about 460,000 eligible Australians. So that's a full scheme, it's still rolling out. And that $22 billion goes directly into the hands of people with disability and their families to pay for support. So therapists, carers, providers. So then what are the problems that we're addressing? There's sort of, if I can break it down, 3 problems, which is finding services and products. So now that people have got this money, the question is how they find their therapists and carers, how they find their products out there, noise cancelling headphones, wheelchairs. They've never done that before. The next thing is payments and buying. So the big problem with the NDIS is that, as you can imagine, government systems make it pretty horrible when it comes down to payments. So it's a pretty shocking problem we've created. The third one is, because there's quite a lot of regulation in the space, there's an issue with doing management. So that's a key problem there. So basically then addressing this, there's 3 things that we're doing. Is 1, the finding problem, so helping connect the participants, that's the kind of name of people with disability, with the providers. 2 is facilitating payments, as I said, it's quite complicated. And 3 is supporting kind of the regulatory administrative needs. So for people to be in this scheme, they have to make sure that when they're spending money, they're meeting requirements. And it's quite administratively complex, which is really hard on time-poor sort of families that are under a lot of emotional pressure. So where are we now? So we started with the buy phase, which is basically that we pay providers on behalf of participants. So think about this as us helping the transaction problem. And we now have 1,300 people that we service. And that's monthly recurring revenue of about $140,000. That means that in paying providers, we are paying about 2,000 providers per month, and we pay them about $2 million in total per month. And obviously we're supporting regulatory requirements. So we are actually paid by the government to make these payments on behalf of participants. I don't love this thing because this is a slide from like an investor deck, but because I think it's like putting things in too commercial terms, but just for the sake of it, I think in the last 12 months we've had about 7 times customer growth and 6 times rev growth. That's
Okay, so you got a minute on the clock.
That's all we're hiring, by the way. Yeah.
Are you taking on the role of this, like support coordinators and
I guess it's sort of an automated version. It's a digital platform.
it's digital support.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Can you tell us anything about the people that you're looking for?
Oh yeah, sorry, there's just 2 roles quickly, you can get to it. So business development manager to help bring providers onto the platform. And we're also looking for someone to help run partnerships. There's obviously salary and ESOP as part of that.
Who's your team? Is it you have others?
Yeah, so we're actually headquartered in Sydney, so we've got about 20 of us in Sydney, and we've got 3 of us now in Perth, and that's growing in both locations.